Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 Pro Forester Final Round coverage presented by Latitude 64. I'm Tony Ferro.
And I'm Cornelius Farnsworth. You're listening to the smooth sounds of Ferro Farnsworth.
Alright, let's see this round 3 coverage. It's a beautiful day out here in Varazdin, Croatia. I think we got some guys looking to attack.
I'd like to be in Varazdin, Croatia right now.
Well, here we got Rasmus. We saw him yesterday. He's got a smooth sidearm, very nice putts. Leon Sonnleitner from Austria. This kid's got big D.
And another Austrian player on the card, Stanislaus Amann.
Stan the man.
What's up, Stan?
Last but not least, Jakob Semerad, making a huge showing last year at the European Championships, coming out this year real strong.
This is Latitude 64. The smallest of grains handled with the greatest passion. Always trying to improve, always trying to be better. Out of curiosity, excitement, thrill. For the player and the sport. Because we want to make disc golf awesome for you.
Big shout out to Latitude 64 for sponsoring the Euro Tour.
Let's kick off with some action. Starting off on hole 1, par 4, 190 meters. Got a couple of trees on the left right off the tee that make your angle just a little bit funny. After that, it's a pretty wide open fairway until you start heading into that green. You're going to have to find a way through this tunnel of trees and bushes. Really tight green here, lots of obstruction, really close to the basket. Let's see if these guys can start off with a par or a birdie.
Now we're seeing a lot of players opting for the left side of the fairway landing zone, so they have a more open and direct approach.
All right, Leon up first. He's coming out with a Cloud Breaker 3. Little hyzer flip up. Little bit wide. Ooh, but he squeaks through. He's right in the middle of the fairway, way down there.
That's one of the best drives we've seen.
All right, Jakob's up next. He's got his Ballista Pro. Smooth hyzer. Looking like it's got a lot of D on it as well. And he's right up there with Leon. Maybe just a little bit shorter, but beautiful position. All right, next up, Rasmus. Coming out with a big hyzer with his adder. Fading out really strong. Little bit short, but that's real clean. And last but not least, Stan the man. He also has a Cloud Breaker 3 in his hand.
Surprised not to see any sidearms off the tee from the whole group.
Yeah, I would say unless you're a forehand dominant player, this is probably just a stock hyzer shot. Lots of nerves on the first tee. Final round, lead card. Ooh!
Early release.
Little kick off that tree. That's going to be a fun second shot. Well, like I was saying, there's going to be some nerves. You just want to get out there, get in the open fairway. Hate to say it, but not do what Stan just did.
Early on in scramble mode.
Let's see if we can capitalize here with this method. Big anhyzer up in the air. He's right in the middle. That's a great up and down for par from there. Let's see if he can execute.
Rasmus with the putter in his hand. Clear look at the basket. A pretty obstructed green.
Yeah, that came in a little bit short, a little bit to the left. That's going to be an interesting approach from there.
There's a lot of obstruction in the circle itself.
Correct. It is quite a difficult green on many of the holes on this course.
A good catch cam action. Stan would be happy with that. He's got a par putt.
Next up, Jakob. He's got his harp. This looks like it's going to be an Anheuser release. Panning out. A little bit short, but that's in the circle. He's on the dance floor.
He's got a look on the first hole.
Ooh,
This
that looked like a
tight.
little bit too much angle. Yeah, that's a little bit inside right. He's going to definitely have some obstruction on that putt.
Could be a couple little branches in the way. This course has a tendency to do this.
All right, Rasmus has a lot better look than I thought. Camera angle on the last shot looked a little
this
bit
one.
more obstructed. Yeah, that looks more like it. Leon having to go over those bushes in front of him. Unfortunate.
I think that was a lot trickier than it looked.
All right, Jakob with his Royal Hope. This is a new disc from Latitude.
Oh boy,
Just getting it started with that stepper again.
he's just picking up where he left off yesterday and the day before.
So comfortable with that step putt.
He's dangerous from that range, period. Stan with a really strong in the circle putting game.
Again, Stan putting with the Rainmaker. This is the Eagle McMahon putter. Just hung on a little long, wide right. He's going to have to settle for a bogey on hole one.
I'm sure he wanted to take some of that momentum from round 2 with him into this round. He made quite a run just to get on the feature card. Well, plenty of holes to rebound.
That's right. You can't lose the tournament on the first hole. You can't win the tournament on the first hole. Takes all 18. Hole 2. It's a par 3, 85 meters. This is a straight tunnel shot. If you've ever seen one, no OB to speak of. Just hit that line, land it flat, get that birdie.
Assuming we'll see some mid-ranges, maybe even putter shots from these guys.
I would agree. This is not too far of a hole, especially for these guys' caliber. And it even looks slightly downhill, and making it just that much easier to reach the pin. Peace out.
Jakob starting us off.
Got his opto compass. Really straight mid-range. Ooh, a little bit of wrist roll out the hand.
He could have used some more stability out of that.
Wow, that was a great kick, though. Nice redirection. That'll put him in the circle for a birdie putt. And Leon, I believe this is a Sensei. Pretty stable putter. That one looks maybe a bit beat in. He is right inside the circle, straight down the gap. Little tap off the tree at the end, but it really didn't affect the flight so much.
Rasmus with the Royal Grand Grace in his hand. Opting
Great.
for the low route. I like this option.
Oh, yeah. Little bit deep, but great shot with that sidearm. So smooth, low line, penetrating all the way through. Didn't touch a single tree.
Just maybe a little too much disc. What's Stan throw in here? He's got an FD in his hand.
Probably taking some off on here. Yeah, look at that. Smooth, lots of spin. Oh, but deep. So much glide on that FD. Let's see if he's got a putt from that area.
Yeah, well, he's going to be pleased with his release point.
Come on, Rasmus. Ah,
He's getting closer.
there's so much in his way right there. He was 6 meters, 7 meters out, and just had to just mentally fight through all that.
Stan also, as you see, branches in his putting motion.
All right, let's see. There we go. Leon's
All right,
on the
Leon.
board. Well done. And Jakob, 2 for 2.
Super solid putter. Oh,
Boom.
he just spun that thing right in there.
It's so beautiful to watch. When a spin putter is on, it just looks so effortless. So easy.
A little nose up, just hovers in there.
Just never off the line, never changes height, just goes directly from the hand right into the middle of the chains. Thing of beauty.
He's going to be tough to beat if he keeps doing that.
You are correct. Hole 3, par 4, 139 meters. You've got a nice little divided fairway here. Most of people are going to go to the left-hand side like the drone is showing you. And like we said before, this is not a long hole. You really need to place it correctly in the fairway. Give yourself that open approach for the second shot. Get on that green, get that birdie.
First 2 of the 3 holes, test them with a par 4. Interesting layout. Jakob with a hot start so far.
Jakob going with a adder as well. This is a very overstable distance driver. He's got it up high, letting it fade out to the left. He misses everything. That looks like position A.
That was overstable. That thing just banked to the left. Leon with an S-line FD3 Doombird 3. This is a Doombird 3.
Correct. Very overstable fairway driver. But he kicks a couple of branches early, and that's going to inhibit the flight. He's going to be a bit short. Rasmus with an Air Ballista Pro, looking to do some crazy flip-up flex line with his sidearm. Unfortunately, catches some cabbage on the left. He's going to be scrambling from there.
You must feel more comfortable with the sidearm and some of these tighter tunnel shots.
I feel like that's an Estonian theme of being comfortable with that sidearm.
Yeah.
And Stan the Man coming out. Beautiful hyzer. Just catching a couple branches late, but he kicks down into the fairway. That was a great shot with his PD. All right, Rasmus up. Getting a lot of penetration through the forest. Kind of tough to see where that ended up, though.
Stan having to step one out. A little patent pending.
Ooh, that looks good.
That's excellent how he did that.
Just hung on and hyzered out real fast. He's probably going to have some obstruction on that putt. Maybe have to stretch out or so. Leon, beautiful line right up to the pin.
His
That
work is
will
done.
be parked.
You can see the concentration on Jakob's face.
Looks like his harp again. He likes that overstable Anheuser angle. Really,
Yeah, he does.
really
Exactly.
controlling the flight of the disc with the angle that he puts it on instead of letting the disc do the work. It's a very new style of play.
That's a good point.
All right, Stan really obstructed.
Looking for a window.
Come on. Get something big here.
He got out clean.
Nose was up. It didn't have enough go. But he'll be out there. Ooh, left side, but he'll take that turkey. That's the start.
This was a much different putt than that last spin that we were discussing.
It looked a little bit timid. He maybe had a little bit of nerves going in there, but hey, in is in. 3 for 3. You're going to be full confidence going into hole 4.
Pretty decent start. Come on, Stan. Let's get something started. Yeah, he's all day long from that distance, generally. Maybe that gets something started for him. Cameraman very close to the basket.
And Rasmus with another par. Not the start he's looking for, but he's not too far behind. He can still fight back. And Leon with a tap in. Hole 4, par 3, 98 meters. This is a very soft right to left turning shot through the woods. This is a right-handed backhand's dream, let's say. This is exactly what you want to see on your course. Just hit that gap right through here where the drone's flying through. Let it get a small skip if you want to take the low line. Put it on the high line, let it fade in from there. Hopefully we see a star frame on this one.
Really nice looking green. Good basket placement. Thanks a lot, more disc golf, for this awesome footage. Looking forward to working with you this season. Jakob with the Ballista Pro in his hand. He's definitely got this shot in his wheelhouse. Opted for the low skip.
I'm going to have to say, I think this is an adder in his hand. I think we got maybe a little mix up here, but with that shot, a Ballista Pro, I couldn't even imagine that he would throw that. But an adder, I could see probably. That seems to be more of his disc of choice for that overstable driver.
In any case, for the low line, that was too early. I think he went into the bush, you can see. This is not too early. It was a perfect drive.
And that was a splice from Leon. That was a beautiful drive.
Well, he's going to splice a couple birdies in a row together with zero stress on the putting green.
Rasmus coming out with a Fusion X Felon.
Wanted to hook up, and it does.
It's got great overstability. Maybe catching a late tree, but he'll be in circle 2 for the birdie. And last but not least, Stan the man with his PD again. Nice overstable control driver. Holds pretty much any angle you want. Stan popping it out, soft hyzer.
There it is.
Look at that. Ooh, a little bit deep.
Scaring it.
Landing right next to the basket, skipping to circle's edge. Beautiful shot, Stan.
Uh-oh. Jakob having to go for the upside down.
A little tomahawk, maybe.
I think he's just going to land this on the upside down part of the disc.
Or tomahawk.
Okay.
But that was beautiful nonetheless. Great, great scramble game from there. Rasmus up. Let's see if he can get on the board. Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh
right out of the
yeah.
Hand. Here we go.
He's fired up now.
Oh, the whole group's heating up now.
Yeah, you're about 4 holes in now. The jitter should be gone. Cameras should be disappearing from your thoughts. Everybody should be focused. Stan just a little right again.
Just a little off today with the putter in the hand. And he's pulling them all right, actually. These misses.
And that can be really tough when you keep doing the same mistake over and over again and you just can't seem to get it out of the way. That can get into your head really quick.
At this point, he's not comfortable with this putt.
I would agree. At 5 meters, this is easily missable. Good putt, Stan. Keep the confidence game going. Forget about the last putt. Remember that one you just banged.
Leon, 2 holes in a row, complete drop-in birdies.
And that's a turkey for Leon. Leon's making a fight back. As we head into hole 5, par 3, 105 meters. This is going to test your sidearm, or if you want to get crazy and do a righty backhand turnover, but that is a very difficult shot with this shaped fairway. As you can see, we're going to make a right turn here. There's going to be some hills and bushes blocking the way to the basket with that backhand anhyzer. Let's see if these guys can hold it wide enough to the side and get another birdie.
Nice scramble. Thank you. That's 3 for me. Me is gonna free, and you guys too.
Leon with a cloud breaker in his hand.
We saw Leon already has the sidearm game yesterday, showing no signs of deficiency there. That is well inside the circle. He is looking to get his 4th birdie in a row. And Rasmus, that is a bit inside, and that is jail.
That's the mistake not to make.
This looks like an adder again from Jakob. Oh, that looks good.
That really does.
That looks, oh yeah. 7 meters inside the circle. That looks like a birdie for him.
Stan, a very backhand dominant player.
Just a little bit too wide. But that's the mistake that you're going to have to do with the backhand shot. That's a really tough angle to achieve with that. And a beautiful approach from Stan. That should net him the par.
Yeah, he's got a really great short game.
And scrambling out of the woods, Rasmus is parked for his par. Fantastic. Oh no. Just maybe a little bit too much hyzer, hit a little too high on the chains, and just barely trickled out. And Leon's going to take a 1-stroke lead with that birdie. This is becoming a real battle here.
Yeah, that was a bit of an unfair spit out. But with that much spin on the disc, left chains, I'm sure that's not the first time that happened to him.
Stan in to save the par. Rasmus will do the same. And Jakob as well to tap in. And we're moving on to hole 6. Alright, we got a par 3, 117 meters. There's a gap just off the tee here. Open fairway in the middle. And then closing into this tighter gap. And this basket shaped up in this gully here. We saw the last 2 rounds. This Guardians here right in the front before you head downhill to the basket can really make the putt tough.
Also sets up for obvious ace lines. We saw a couple good chances already first couple rounds. I think one was from Leon, actually.
Right, we got a new C-line FD from Leon. That looked a little high out the hand, tapped off some branches. He's going to be way left. But it could open up there on that left side. Let's see if he's got an open putt.
The branch did not help.
No, that definitely took a lot of steam off his shot. We saw him park this yesterday. And Rasmus up with a beautiful throw. Can it hang on and get through the gap? Oh, tapping off the tree. Excellent. That is great. Oh, he's going to love that 7-8 meter putt for birdie. And Jakub up as well. Ballista Pro in his hand. But he just didn't turn it over. He caught that last tree in the middle of the fairway. Oh, and it's stuck up in there. Luckily, there's no 2 meter rule here. Stan up last. I believe he's got his cloud breaker as well in his hand. See him leaning on this one a lot.
It's a cloud breaker 3.
Oh, wow. Squeaking through the trees that guard the basket. And he is about 5 meters out for the birdie.
I think it was the neck warmer. That's what he needed. It's like a rally neck warmer.
Must have been.
He's getting ready to rally.
All right, Jakub looking to flex one in with this Justice. Is it going in?
What touch.
Beautiful line.
That's like you mentioned before. He's letting the stability of the disc
do the work.
That flight.
Correct. Yeah, that's the very new style of play. We see a lot of the younger kids doing that nowadays. Seems to be quite effective. Rasmus up and just a little bit too fast with his arm. He's going to be short for the birdie. Unfortunate with that lucky break off the tree.
He's left a few strokes on the course so far already.
Stan.
Nice 2.
And Stan has moved on to the board with his first birdie. Back to even for the round. +1 for the event. And the rest of the guys will tap in their pars.
So Leon in the lead by a stroke. This is getting really exciting.
Not to mention Rasmus is only 4 behind the lead. Hole 7, we have a par 3, 112 meters, and it's a triple mando if you really want to call it that. And there's a mando left of the first tree, right of the second tree, and left of the last tree. Not too much to worry about on here. You just want to hyzer out left, keep the disc a bit low so you don't crash over that berm. Give yourself about a circle's edge putt for that birdie.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the players opt in for the more stable disc to fade out left into a landing zone just to have a look. This kind of takes the last Mando tree on the right out of play.
Definitely does. And we got the party bus going on here. Nice to be chauffeured from hole to hole.
Excellent van footage. Stanislaus, Austrian champion.
Up first with his fairway driver. Believe this is a PD. Soft Annie, but it wasn't enough. Cracks on the second Mando tree. Ricochets right. He should have up and down there. Easy par.
He technically didn't miss a Mando, did he?
He did not miss a Mando. He kicked, luckily, away from the Mando. And this is Leon with an FD3, Doombird 3 type, with a big skip from the ground. Think he just had that a little bit too low. Got a big flare at the end, and he's going to have a downhill putt from that berm. And Rasmus coming in. Oh, a little bit early. He's going to end out there on the left side with Stanislaus as well. And last but not least, we got Jakob. Flipping one up. Oh, that's clean. Nice soft landing. He's going to be inside the circle for a birdie.
Well, somehow Jakob's fighting back to try to regain that first place spot. Rasmus with a pretty nice approach shot.
Yeah, leaving a little bit short. Gonna have a little bit of work to do to save that par. But his putt is pretty solid. Stan with a big Annie. Oh, look at that wind. Push it. That is way unfortunate. Had that thing on a little bit too much Anheuser angle. And that just got slammed down by the wind.
Yeah, the right to left wind really pushed the nose of the disc directly into the grass.
Good safe bid by Leon. Stan with a huge putt to save par. Great run, Stan.
He had the height. He had the speed.
Right on, just over the top. Ooh, some nice drone footage of that spit out.
Oh.
Unfortunate. That's the second one for Jakob in this front nine. And a great par save from Rasmus. That's a big help. Keeps him in the fight.
Well, that is really not helping Jakob's case, these spit outs.
Absolutely not.
But they were both exactly the same situation. Just far left chains with his fast spin. That spits him out. That cost him 2 strokes so far.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he comes back from that. That can be a real tester on your mental game. Really got to just take control, few deep breaths, and let it go.
Well, he's a well-disciplined player. I can't think of many mistakes he's made out there.
Not too many. I hope he doesn't do it on this next hole. Hole 8, par 4, 252 meters. This is a really long par 4. You want to get as much as you can off the tee. Leave that approach shot as short as possible so you can hit and stick on this tight green.
Yeah, it seems like the higher approach with the super stable disc that'll knife down in there with not much ground play. The lower skipping approaches maybe are a little more risky.
Yeah, they just have to watch the underside of that disc with the wind.
Big drive from Leon.
Wow. S-Line PD2 from Leon, and that is a bomb.
Full pull.
Alright, Rasmus up next. Believe this is a Ballista Pro.
Or is this the adder?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, this is his beat-in adder.
Still enough stability for him.
Just hangs on. He'll be riding that OB line. Maybe give him a better angle to the basket from there. And this is an OptoX Ballista Pro.
The adder's a relatively new mold, I think, for Latitude.
That's correct. Yeah, it came out real late last year, but the pros have been loving the overstability of that thing.
Because the Ballista and the Ballista Pro were always so popular.
Yeah, as we saw there, Jakob just bombed one.
Mm-hmm.
And no slouch in the distance department for Stan. He gets a full flex on that disc, skipping off the road and back in bounds. He's happy. Oh, and a great camera angle from good drone coverage by More Disc Golf. Jakob up again with the same disc off the tee. And he's hyzering in nicely. He's going to be inside the green for putting for birdie. Let's see if he can get that one to stick this time.
Well, you proved me wrong. The low skipping approach, that time worked.
Yeah, you really keep it under the wind. Don't let that underside of the disc catch it. And you can end up lucky. Rasmus there showing no signs of letting up. He hyzers right into the green. He'll be putting for birdie as well. Stanislaus with a Cloudbreaker 3 looking to do the same. Oh, that is yanked right.
I want to say that we saw him have the same problem on this hole from round 1, I believe.
Yeah, you just think it's a big hole and you're really wanting to get the birdie. It's wide open, but you got to get 2 full pulls into that basket and they have to be accurate. That's a real tough task to ask for when you have some wind blowing right to left as well.
Just missed it.
We just see Leon squeak out of bounds with that FD3. Probably just a bit too high with that crosswind and just pushed him right out. He's going to be putting for par from there. And Stan up.
Does the fact that it's a hazard area and not an OB, does that affect how aggressive these players attack this?
I would say so. I think because it's a hazard zone, you still get to move forward. You don't get that distance along with the extra stroke. So you can be just about circle's edge, putting for the par, even though you were about 120 back, going for that park job into the green.
We just saw Jakob opt to just lay it up. Not even attack at this point.
Oh, and Stan just a bit high off the band. There you go. Good par save from Leon. Circle's edge from the hazard. Low center chain. That's never spitting out.
Real smooth putting stroke.
And Rasmus for the only birdie on the card. Cash money. That's 2 down for the round. Getting him going. He's only 2 back from Jakob now. The heat is on.
That's true. It's becoming a 3-player race. But really exciting heading into our back 9 to see it this close.
I definitely agree. This is a 3-horse race right here. Anybody's game between these top 3 guys. This is going to be a fun back 9 to watch.
One more for the front 9.
That's true. We got 1 to go. Hole 9, par 3, 100 meters. This is not an island like I said before. There's again hazard wrapped all the way around. And if you go real deep, there's an OB back there too. Let's see what these guys can do in this crosswind. I think we're going to see a few park jobs though. Rasmus up first. Wide rim driver in his hand, looking to spike into the ground. Oh, the wind got a hold of that one.
Well, he was a little bit of a wind dummy for the rest of these guys.
I'm curious if that went all the way in the water. Yeah, Leon. That looks real nice. Didn't see it finish up, but I think he's inside. He
It's
should
really
be...
close, but it did look like it was in the circle.
Jakob up. All these guys are up into a fairway driver today. There must be a good crosswind blocking them in. And Jakob just parking it. Great shot. Stan up last. Going out wide, high. Spiking in. He's inside the circle for a birdie.
Great job, Stan.
That's the way to get it back. Take a big number on the last hole. Just forget about it. Attack the one after.
Yeah,
That's
that
the way you
purple
build the
7
confidence.
really sticks out.
And Rasmus will be laying up for bogey. Leon with a really close putt there. And Stan. Easy birdie. Great way to finish off the front 9. Take one stroke back. Jakob tying it up with that birdie.
Oh, no.
Oh. That's so unfortunate.
We're going to see some movement.
And that's for a 5. He was in the hazard off the tee. That's going to be a huge swing to bring in the back 9. Oh.
That's a 3-stroke swing.
That's a big one for your head. That's a big one on your head.
Exciting to watch.
And that'll do it for the front 9. Be sure to tune in for the back 9. I am sure it's going to be one heck of a battle, as this front 9 has done nonetheless but give us a great ride on the edge of our seats.
Well said. You've been listening to Ferro Farnsworth commentary, brought to you by More Disc Golf, the Euro Tour. This is the first stop. One more round.